Hey guys, welcome back to Fitness Tested. I'm Hayden, and this is the new Nike Streakfly 2. This is a really exciting update for you guys. I'm excited to talk about the shoe. I brought this shoe to Italy with me about 2 weeks ago and did some workouts in it, and I was blown away by the shoe, so I'm excited to talk about it. I've used this shoe for a few workouts, and I think it works best for speed work and for threshold on the track and on the road. I think nowadays, a lot of your workout shoes are super beefy and bouncy and come in at like 40mm stack heights. And I think that's fine if you're doing stuff like marathon work and longer sessions. But if you want a good speed shoe and something that you can run fast in without having to put spikes on, this is a perfect shoe for you. This shoe is unbelievably light. It comes in at 5.2 ounces for a men's 10 compared to a 4.7 ounces for a men's Dragonfly. The ability for a speed shoe without being a spike to weigh that little is unbelievable. Like, the feeling that you get on your foot is something so light yet so aggressive, like a spike, without actually putting a spike on, is something that I've been looking for in a shoe for a long time. Something that a lot of people have a problem with, especially me, is I don't like wearing spikes too much just because they are harder on your feet just wearing spikes all the time, working out in spikes. So this being an alternative to that, to where you can do your fast speed work all the way down to 4 flat pace up to threshold and not even put on spikes, is unbelievably versatile shoe. Now, I use this a lot for, obviously what I said, speed work, for like 400s, anything where I'm doing repeats on the track, on the road, I think is perfect for. But once you start getting into reps more than mile, 2 miles, especially if you're on the sidewalks or you're on grass, you're doing long, like steady states or tempos, I think that's where you kind of pull into your bigger stack height shoes, like a Vaporfly, like a Super Blast, etc. But for everything on the track where you're doing race pace work, where you're really trying to feel that tempo, this is perfect for that. So this is Streakfly 1 right here. I had some experience with this shoe. I did workouts in it a little bit a few years back. I think they made a major upgrade with this shoe. Something that I also didn't tell you guys is that it has a full-length carbon plate throughout the whole shoe, which is something that the Streakfly 1 did not. The Streakfly 1 only had a midfoot shank, so it was somewhat aggressive, but not enough to where if I'm gonna put on a shoe that isn't a spike for a workout, I want something fast, you know? So this wasn't too aggressive. It was also just way too soft. The idea of the shoe was good. It just didn't hit what they wanted to do. The Streakfly 2 is, I think, exactly what they wanted. They got full-length carbon plate. They got ZoomX foam throughout. I would say if I could make any comparison to the shoe, it's like the Vaporfly and a Dragonfly had a baby. This is what that shoe would be, because it's super aggressive and it's something that I really enjoy running in, but it's so light like a spike that I can do speed work in. So I think that's the greatest comparison I can make for this shoe. I think if you did like the Streakfly, this shoe is gonna blow you away, but also if you didn't like the Streakfly, I think this shoe, you'll like it too. I think there's a lot of comparisons you can draw, but they did a good job in updating. So in 2020, when Nike started coming out with super shoes that no one has ever done before, like the Vaporfly, like the Alphafly, they revolutionized the whole market, and that's the truth. The Vaporfly was the craziest thing to enter the super shoe market in the past however long I can remember. And after their first models of the shoes, Nike kind of had a downward slope. They created the Alphafly 2, which wasn't super great. You had Nike Pro still running in the Alphafly 1, and the Vaporfly 3 was kind of a dud. People didn't like it as much as the 1. And they also came out with the Streakfly, which wasn't a super great shoe either. In the recent year, they came out with the Alphafly 3, which is a great shoe. Pros started wearing that in marathons now to replace the 1. They came out with the Vaporfly 4, which is a huge success. Everyone's starting to wear that in workouts. I had friends that knew people that were Nike athletes that got the Streakfly 2 early last spring, and they had nothing but great things to say about it. And I was kind of confused because I was like, the Streakfly 1 was kind of a dud. Did they really do a good job with the 2? And they really did. And that's why I'm excited for the Streakfly 2 to fully release so people can understand, wow, they hit it out of the park with this shoe. The breathability and the lightness combined with the explosiveness and the aggressive of it is insane. So I think they did a great job with the shoe, and I'm really excited for it to release fully to the public. This shoe retails at $180. It's kind of in a weird spot because it's not quite a Spike, which comes in around $160, $170. It's not quite a super shoe like a Vaporfly or Alphafly that comes in at $250 up to $300 nowadays. So it's in a weird spot. I think $180 is a good price point for it. It's $30 more than what the Streakfly 1 came in at, but I think it's worth it for the added benefits the Streakfly 2 builds off the original model Streakfly.